Okay, so here I am back again, and I'm talking about who am I outside of ministry. And I think that a part of what I have been dealing with for so many years is that I have found my identity in serving in ministry. So for many years, I served as a volunteer at various churches, and then most recently, in the last couple years, I actually am on staff. So I'm in full-time ministry, and I think I shared with you all, or at least I started to share with you all, how I was a school administrator. I was actually a school teacher. I mean, I don't want to go back. Maybe I'll share this another time, but I was a school teacher, and my trajectory within that background, it happened really, really quickly. So I remember it was October of 2006. Was it 2006? I can't remember now. But anyway, on a whim, I was just like, all right, I'm done with this career. I was working at a local community college as a um, advisor, like doing registration and helping students, get into school or whatever. Pretty administrative and clerical, didn't require a degree. I was back in school, almost done, and I decided that I wanted to put my degree to work. And so I applied for a job, first grade teacher, literally sent the email. Within probably an hour, I got a response for an interview, and off I go. So I go into the world of education, and I teach first grade, and then I loop with my children to second grade. And then I was invited to become what was called a reading recovery teacher. And so I had this like specialized training that I was provided. I was invited to go to Columbia University to do some training. And then all of a sudden I decided to go back to school and get my first master's degree in reading. I think I'm tracking this correctly, but I'm leading it all the way up to the fact that I had a career in education. And having that career in education, it felt very rewarding. I mean, I still stay in contact with many of my students who are now just finishing graduate school. So don't try to do the math. Don't try to do the math. But nevertheless, I'm asking this question, who am I outside of ministry? Because for so many years, I do feel like I had been, serving and leading and teaching and caring and doing all of the things, to the point that when I actually got hired, someone said to me, they was like, "Oh, do you see that you've actually been doing the thing that God has now created space for you to be compensated for?" And I was freely given my gift, honestly, and I had great joy in doing it. But I just want to ask you this question, because I'm asking myself this question. If someone took your titles away today, who do you think you would be? Like, how would you describe yourself? I am currently labeled as an associate pastor who gets to care for people. I get to lead small groups. I get to be in strategy meetings to help serve the community. And I'm just wondering, outside of those titles of pastor and teacher and mom, and so for some of you, maybe it is wife and leader, like, who would you be? Like, are those roles and those titles very largely a part of who you are? And for me, I'm just slowing down. I'm paying my life forward, and I am sharing with you all that I'm asking that question. Who am I outside of ministry? And again, like I said, I've been invited to teach. I've taught from the stage. I've taught in small group. I've done, small labs. I've been asked to go to other churches. I remember my grandmother, God bless, she invited me to come to her church for a woman's tea, and I spoke. And then from there, people asked for my information. I didn't know that that was a thing, but I wasn't prepared. Like, I didn't have like a business card. So, I gave them my name and my number, but who knew that, the following year they would invite me to come back and speak at one of their events. And so now I'm just sitting here and I'm asking myself, outside of all of those experiences, who am I? Who am I outside of ministry? Um, when I take a moment and think about what my Tuesdays look like, who am I? Do I take a moment to go just sit by the water? Do I take a moment to go to the new coffee shop? Do I take a moment to slow down and have conversations, with friends and family? Like, who am I? Who am I outside of someone inviting me to serve? Who am I outside of this microphone? I don't know, sis. I'm asking the question and I'm inviting you to ask yourself the same question. um, I wonder, did I start to grow into becoming comfortable with needing to be needed? Did I find my identity in getting the phone call or getting the assignment? Again, like I'm sitting outside doing something very different, not really caring who's watching. I'm watching the bird fly around me and I'm hoping it doesn't poop on me. But either way, I'm stepping out because I do feel like there's one woman who needs to know that you are not in this alone. So, you know, I'm the woman that goes to work. I'm the woman that checks the boxes. I'm the woman that, makes sure that the laundry is done. I'm a woman that makes sure that the bills get paid. I'm a parent to two children. I've got girlfriends and friends. This morning I got up and I text individual groups just asking them, take a moment and enjoy the day outside of your label of who you are. And I'm just wondering, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to take a breath for a minute because again, I'm just rediscovering me, and I'm inviting you to do the same thing. That's kind of where I am, and I've got, some notes from my journal where I'm asking myself, what brings me joy? Where do I find laughter and fun? I've been watching a lot of goofy TV shows. I'm looking forward to going to see I forget her name, Michelle something. She's getting ready to do this movie on August 21st with three other ladies. I'm telling y'all, I'm really hoping these birds don't poop on me because they are flying all over the place. But anyway, yeah, I'm just like, what brings me joy? What brings me laughter? And I am asking the question, who am I outside of being in full-time ministry? Who am I outside of these labels? I don't believe that God asked me to lose myself. And I don't believe that God is asking you to lose yourself while you are serving Him, whether you are in full time ministry or whether you're just not just, but you're a volunteer at your church. I believe that God is asking us to see the example of Christ and how He withdrew to rest, or how He withdrew to have private time, or how He withdrew to just go off and pray. But for you, what is it? I don't know. I'm discovering it, and I'm inviting you to do the same thing. And I'm feeling so super vulnerable right now, but yet I feel so alive. This morning I decided to not go to the gym. And so instead, someone's trying to call me again. And so instead, I did a beginner's Pilates class. Let me tell you, I didn't do it perfectly. It was about 17 minutes. It was with Grow with Joe, who I've been following for years. And I'm trying to find the balance between going to the gym, and on the days when I can't go to the gym, I still want to move my body in some kind of way. What am I saying? I'm rediscovering the things that are bringing me joy, and that actually, quite honestly, I think matter way more than my title, way more than me being the thing when the mic is in my hand, way more than me serving people. Yes, all of that stuff is important, but I just think that God is inviting me, and I'm paying my life forward in this way for you to just slow down and find some joy in the things that will matter in the end to your life. And so me caring for this one body that God has given me, yes, trying a beginner's Pilates class in my home with the shades open nonetheless, or the blinds open. And I'm like, I don't care if anyone sees me. Why? Because this is my life. So anyway, again, I'm going to the coffee shops. I am learning how to use my digi camera, and hopefully I will pay that forward in learning how to do a little bit of vlogging when I go out to the stores, or I go for the walk at the farmers market. There's two that I want to try. One is like 2 hours away, and me and my dad are supposed to get together. 2 weeks ago we were trying, but the weather, it just wasn't good. So, and my dad turned 71 yesterday, so happy birthday to him. Okay, I'm rediscovering Lashay. I'm rediscovering who I am outside of being in full-time ministry, outside of being somebody's mama, outside of being a leader. I'm rediscovering that I love slow mornings. I'm rediscovering that I actually like crafting. I told you all that I'm getting ready to go and spend some time with one of the mothers of the church who's going to teach me how to crochet. I'm rediscovering that it's okay to sit outside even though these bugs and the birds are flying around. The breeze feels amazing. I'm actually enjoying it. Okay. I'm also looking at the cracks around the foundation, which is probably how these freaking flies are getting in my house. But anyway, I'm rediscovering that I like to laugh. And I don't care who's watching me while I laugh. I told you I wake up in the morning and I stand in front of this big mirror and I do a little bit of a jig and it feels great. So as you can see, today is hair wash day and I don't really care. I don't really care that I'm not buttoned up. I don't care. Do you understand? Like, this is who I am genuinely. So, all right, I'm rediscovering that I like sitting with older women. Like my friends are 62, 65, and I was on the phone yesterday for 30 minutes with somebody that's over 80. Yep, that's where I'm at. So don't judge me, judge me. I don't really care, but I'm rediscovering who I am outside of just being in ministry. The other thing that I will say is that maybe ministry is helping me to see the balance in all of the things because when I'm preparing to serve, which I will serve my church tomorrow, I'm just thinking about paying forward how I'm finding joy. So I'm living my life out loud in that particular way. So um, I'm going to wrap up here, but I'm doing 30 days. And like I said, this is in no way where I feel like my life is going to turn around and do a 360, but it is the start of me just showing up, getting in front of the camera, being very vulnerable for the one woman who is sitting in her living room, maybe sitting in her car, maybe sitting in her bathroom, maybe looking in the mirror, and she's asking herself the question, like, who am I outside of all of these roles? Like, you know, do I find my worth wrapped in a title? Um, you know, can I just encourage you? Let me just encourage you. Let me just encourage you. Remember who God created you to be. It's okay, sis. Be exactly who God created you to be. I am sitting here in front of this camera right now and I'm feeling very vulnerable, but I feel alive. I feel grateful. Um, I'm going to take one day at a time. I'm going to step on the light that God has given me. I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to turn on the YouTube video in my living room with the blinds open and I'm going to do a little Pilates class to stretch this 53-year-old body. I'm going to wash my hair and maybe tomorrow you'll see that my hair is a little bit different. But today I'm okay with you seeing me look exactly the way that I am. You want to know why? Because I feel fully alive. I feel fully alive. So I would love to hear from you. Tell me how you are rediscovering yourself. Tell me how you are deciding that you are more than the labels that people have put on you. And if you are in full-time ministry, tell me who you are outside of that. Tell me who you are outside of that. And as I journey along and you are joining me, leave a comment and let me know um what you would like to hear from me to say, like how I'm rediscovering myself. Yep. I'm sitting vulnerably outside and I'm telling you, I'm looking at the bees, I'm looking at the flowers, and I'm thinking, it's okay. It is okay because I am more than being in ministry. I am more than being a mom. I am more than being a teacher and a leader. I am more than being a parent. I'm rediscovering Lashay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.